Welcome everybody and welcome to your practice. I'm so glad that you're here on a full moon in Aquarius. And Aquarius is the sign of community. It's the sign of ideas. It's the sign of higher mind. So this is like this region, higher mind. I was kind of channeling more today that more of the disruptive side of change and transformation when like all of a sudden like life turns the other way or you have a pivot. And I've been hearing that word a lot lately with like people I've been talking to. People have been saying things like, yeah, I'm having to pivot, you know, and I thought I was going this way and now I'm going this way and I thought it was going to happen this way and all of a sudden this shift and now I'm doing this. And it's a lot of that, which means there's a lot of creative energy available and a lot of transformation, right? Because anytime that things are outside the norm, right, we're more awakened, we're more alert and awake, and more possibilities for new insights, our ingenuity. And so the archetype of Aquarius wakes us up by taking away like the things of normalcy that tend to let us go to sleep or kind of like just kind of get in the humdrum of life. So my invitation to you as we practice, as we change things up and kind of let that creative change be a catalyst for new ways for us to show up for ourselves and each other, because we all need each other to show up, right? It's helpful that there are people that are there when we need something, right? That have like the key in the lock, you know? So let this practice perhaps be an invitation for that change and ingenuity to be in a way an ally for us, so that new aspects of ourselves come to light, that we're able to kind of like feel the surge of maybe pivoting or just seeing ourselves differently or seeing situations differently. So we're gonna work with that. We're gonna start with the mudra we worked last Saturday, which is the courageous heart mudra. So bring your hands to Anjali mudra. Cross your right arm over your left. Bring the backs of your hands together. So you're gonna always cross right finger over left, okay? So hook your right index over your left. Hook your middle right finger over your left, skip the ring fingers, and then it's left pinky over right. And then bring your ring finger and your thumb to meet, and then bring the mudra down to your heart. And let's take some deep breaths into the fearlessness that lets us revel with pivoting, change, disruption, detours, not knowing. So feel how that activates our heart, lets us really come to life. Feel the freedom and spaciousness maybe there. And it's okay to feel a little bit into those places in our life that are challenging us because they're invoking a little bit of fear. So as we're just breathing into that, however that is showing up for you. We're breathing into that trust to the heart space, to lead, to guide us, to know that those forces of evolution and change are always for the good of the whole. And we have a place in that good of the whole. We have a place to be, a place to fulfill, a place to serve, a place to receive. Just noticing the space around your heart, the space between your eyes. That pathway between the two. And take 2 more deep breaths into an intention for your practice. So maybe it's what I've been inviting you to work with physically in your body, mentally, energetically. And maybe you have your own intention today that you'd like to bring into your practice. And then just gently release the mudra. You might bring your hands together or even just set them down so that you can just feel the effects of the mudra. And then bring a gentle smile to your face as you rub your hands together, all that good prana that you've been cultivating through that mudra. And then just place hand at the third eye. You can even place 2 fingers if you prefer, or the whole palm, head to heart. And then bring them to the center. And then release, and we're gonna start standing up. So you can give yourself a spritz if you have it of Moon Magic. That's the good full moon, new moon spray, lunar cycle spray. If you also have a Soul Shine, of course that's our solar spray, so that one can be used. We're gonna start with a little bit of shaking, shake up. So some people like to bounce and shake. You can just kind of shake your arms and legs and just kind of almost like you're just trying to shake the energy around so that anything kind of stagnant or stuck or feeling disconnected, we just kind of get some good heat. So we're just gonna do this for about a minute. So you're gonna feel again that heartbeat and all the things that we're working. So any kind of shake, it could be like a bounce shake, you can individually shake, you can shimmy shake. I love all your different shakings. Just keep going. You can shake your hands. You can kind of do your jazz hands to get those arms going so they're involved. Definitely. I'm definitely going dancing with you guys if I go. Once all this COVID stuff's gone. Okay, about 20 more seconds. You can look any way. Maybe some sighs, some bubbling lips. If you've had a weird day, you can shake any of that out. If you feel dull or sluggish, shake that out. If you've had a lot of emotion going through, you can just kind of start to get that moving. And then come to standing. Close your eyes and just feel that energy moving through you. Kind of just noticing where all the energy is. Then we're going to kind of bring and harness some of that energy, and we're going to do some tapping. So I'm going to have you just start, and you can start from the ground up or really any place. Just start to feel your skin. So I just kind of tap around the legs and just starting to kind of just bring that energy so that any frenetic or kind of wiry energy, which can happen in an Aquarius full moon, that you just kind of feel like that kind of regulates a bit. Once you get to your abdomen or your pelvis, just be a little lighter with your taps. Same thing when you get to the adrenals and kidneys, just like a lighter tap. Side of the ribs, chest, heart. Go down your arms. Back. Get this really light on the face. And I kind of like to do a little mini massage at the crown of my head, just kind of activating the crown. So maybe a little tapping at the top of the head, right around the face. And then again, once you finish your tapping, just kind of stand and feel the shift of energy. Maybe it feels a little bit more contained. Nice deep breath. And then as you're ready, we're going to step towards the top of the mat. So I'm going to turn away from you, but you might already be at the top of your mat. We're going to do some moon salutes. So we'll bring our hands to our hearts. And then as we look up, we're going to reach back, a little bit of back arch. So feel strong through your spine. And then exhale, we're going to follow the midline of the body and fold. Then you're going to come to a high-heeled squat and inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, step your right knee back. And you're folded over, so you're breathing into the back of the heart. And then sweep your arms up. And on the exhale, you're going to bring your hands to your heart, both knees together. And then kind of a circle sweep, almost like you're standing, that same reach up, arch up and back, and then exhale into child's pose. Then we're gonna go knees, chest, and shins. You're gonna snake your body forward. So the butt kind of lifts, the knees are down, but the chest is down. And then you're gonna lower the hips, come into a low cobra. And then exhale down, push back to that child's pose. And then we're gonna step that right leg forward. Kind of lower in so that your upper back rounds. And then on the next inhale, lift your arms up, look up, reach up. And then exhale, both feet together, you're folded forward. Then inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. And then again, you can roll your way up or sweep your way up. Arms reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So just recapture your breath if you lost it there because of all the different movements. And feel free to move at a rhythm that's a little bit more resonant for you, that's slower. Just kind of bring it all back together. Inhale, look up, reach up. And then follow the center line of your body, exhale. Squat, look up. And then exhale, the left leg will be back. Knee to the mat, just allow your body to reach forward. Sweep the arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart, both knees come together. And then again, you can kind of ripple up or just sweep the arms up. Stand tall, and then exhale, hip hinge, hands reach forward. Come forward, knees, chest, chin. So again, there's a little bit of pulling back of the hands and then let the belly slide down. Come into Bhujangasana Cobra. And then exhale down, press back to child's pose. Then we're gonna step the left leg forward, stay folded forward. Then on your next inhale, wait for it, reach your arms up. And then on the exhale, fold forward, little ball. And then inhale, lift your chest, shoulders stay on your back, exhale, fold. And then roll up nice and slow. And then reach up, look up, hands to the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. So that moon has the inward quality of like bringing our awareness in, kind of feeling into that flow of energy. So again, moving with your own rhythm of breath, reach up. Follow the center line of your body, fold forward. Squat and curl, lift your heart. And on the exhale, right leg back, knee to the mat. Take a moment to fold and sink, let the hips sink forward, let the head get heavy. And on the next inhale, sweep your arms up. Kind of grow long before you reach back. And then exhaling, come more center to bring left knee in. And then again, rippling your way up to stretch. Exhaling, hip hinge, forward fold or child's pose. Knees, chest, and chin when you're ready. And then lower the hips, cobra. Inhale. And then exhale, pressing back to child's pose. Take your time, ride the wave of your breath. On the next inhale, take your right leg forward. Allow yourself to fold. Wait for your next inhale again to rise up. And then exhale, step forward, tuck and curl. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. And then roll your way up nice and slow. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Last time through, deep breath in and out. And then when you're ready, sweep and reach up. Exhale, trace the center line of your body. Long spine as you tuck and curl. And then you're going to step the left leg back. Allow your body to drape forward. On your next inhale, lift up. And on the exhale, hands to the heart, step in, knees touch or come a little further apart. Inhale, reach up. Hip hinge, fold. Come forward, knees, chest, and chin. And then snake your way into cobra. Press back to child's pose. Ride your breath on the exhale, step the left leg forward, relax. Then on the next inhale, reach your arms up. On the exhale, tuck and curl. Inhale, let your chest lift. And then exhale, fold forward. Rolling your way up, all the way up, inhale. And exhale, let your hands meet at the heart. Nice deep breath. Okay, when you're ready, the arms will sweep up. And we're going to exhale to a halfway lift, so you can go a little higher so you can feel the strength of your spine. Sideways, growing long. And then we're going to do a little side bend to the right. So I'm going to keep my hips fixed, but I'm going to stretch over to the left. And then stretch over to the right. Sorry, I did it opposite, but I'm telling you. Keep both heels equally rooted, spine long. Come back to the center, and then fold forward. Step back to a wide arm downward dog. So I'm going to turn my hands out, and I'm going to step back to down dog. So my thumbs are like at maybe 1 o'clock on the clock dial, and I can go as far back as I want. This just kind of externally rotates the shoulders, gives you a little bit of opening here at the chest. So those of you that were saying my low back was a little sore, bend the knees, feel the navel pull back, and feel the hips really lengthen away from the shoulders. As you feel that armpit chest kind of opening, turning, as the crease of your wrist and the crease of your kind of elbow kind of reach forward, feel that chest opening, softening. Navel strong. Feel free to keep the knees bent if that provides a little bit of solace for the low back. And then as you're ready, we're going to step that left leg forward. We're going to take a quarter turn and come into a wide leg fold. And I'm going to move over to the left and take a little side stretch here. Nice deep breaths, letting the head go, feeling that kind of sway over to the left, but that right hip staying strong, broadening from right inner pelvis to right foot. Then as I'm ready, I'm going to turn towards the right leg and set up for a low warrior two. So heel to arch. I'll walk my hands out like a down dog. So the trick here is not to let your right hip and thigh move with your right arm. So as my arms reach out and I can have blocks underneath them, or I can have tented palms or fists, I want to open through the right thigh as I pull that right outer hip back towards my left foot. So to see if you can do all that at the same time. Nice deep breath. So reclined warrior two. And then as you're ready, come into a low lunge facing the opposite side of your mat. And then float the arms back and hover so that you can feel the lift of the chest. Doesn't matter which one, but bring one arm forward and one arm back. And then come into a warrior three. And I'm going to hit my head on the wall, so maybe you have more space so that you're in a warrior three with split arms. And then go ahead, and as you're ready, we're going to step back, and then we're going to switch the arms again. And then come back to warrior three with split arms again. Coming up to a hovering left leg, step it out to the side for like a little high skandasana. So I can kind of hip hinge a bit to get my spine long and to feel that inner thigh stretch. Just using, so you might be off your mat totally. Come back up, hover that leg, and then sweep it down to a low lunge again. We'll take a twist, so left hand will plant, and I'm gonna have a block handy for me. And I'm gonna reach and twist, low lunge twist. Keep that back thigh lifting. You can look up, you can look down. And then drop to that left knee and tip up and back. Almost like a reverse warrior. You can grab the side of your face or you can just reach up and back. And then twist a second time over to the right, palms together. Kind of feel your belly turn, untuck your toes, and if you want a thigh stretch or a foot stretch, lift your left foot. I'm looking down. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. And as you're ready, set the knee down, place the hands down, come to all fours pose. So just in all fours, finding that kind of spinal alignment. Breathing in, breathing out. Tuck your toes under, hover your knees. And then nice and slow, bring your hips up and back to down dog. Stay with one hand just like it is and bring your right hand back just a little bit. So there's a little bit of a difference in your down dog. One hand's almost like a chaturanga and one hand still in down dog. And then just look underneath that left armpit. Feel a little twist there. And then switch it out. Right hand, left hand draws back. Feel your hips move back. A little bit of turn to look under your right armpit. Both hands forward, shift forward plank. And then drop to your knees and really slowly come all the way down to the earth. Kind of set up your hands, and you're going to have your hands palms down underneath your pelvis. So I have my thumbs facing out, and I'm lying on my hands, and my hands are kind of in my upper inner thighs. So I'm going to have the forehead down. In this posture, traditionally your chin is up, but that is not always great for those of you with low back or neck issues. Now you're going to just lift one leg, so find your belly, find your glute, lift your right leg. Lower it down nice and slow, lift your left leg. So again, I'm pressing into my palms, I'm reaching my arms down my back, so I'm getting the back of my heart to open. Belly is strong, glutes left, left leg lifts. It's a weird pose. And then just lower that leg. Unravel your hands, press back child's pose, but bring your elbows forward. And hinge your hips back so I can keep my hips lifted if I would like more of a stretch of my low back. If I want more heart opening, let the chest fall a little bit, but keep the navel strong. So that I'm not letting everything hammock, but there is support at the navel. Take 5 deep breaths here. Kind of feel energetically a reach from your armpits out through your forearms. Feel again that armpit chest softening. And then when you're ready, slowly come up to your forearms or come up to your palms, and then we're going to place our forearms down for dolphin. So I can have palms together, I can clasp. I like to kind of a little bit of a cat back and kind of a broadening of the scapula, but I relax my head. Then you can either just tuck your knees and hover, or you can fully extend the legs. Once again, you can bend the knees more, and that's going to provide a little bit more low back support. Nice deep breaths. And then knees down. And then relax through your arms, just kind of a little bit of a shoulder roll here. Nice work. Okay, so we're going to tuck the toes, come back to downward facing dog. So you're going to step your right leg forward, and then right away, quarter turn, and come into that side stretch. So I'm coming towards my right leg. So as much as you'll want to lean your whole body to the right, can you move your kind of inner left pelvis towards your left foot to the left? At the same point that you're reaching to the right, you're doing those kind of oppositional things at the same time. And then I'm going to release that. And I'm going to turn my left toes out, my right toes in, and then walk my hands on the diagonal for a down dog lunge. And remember, you can come up to tented palms or fist or use blocks if this is too much. So once again, you want to widen through that left inner groin, move the thigh away from your left arm. But instead of letting the hips rock back, I'm going to draw the outer left hip in towards my right foot a bit, and then really press into my right leg. So I've got an extra little anchor there. Nice deep breaths. And then walk towards your left leg so that you're in a kind of a low lunge, and then fly the arms back, hover. So remember, I'm broadening through the chest. I'm feeling the work of my triceps. Remember, it doesn't matter which arm, but take one arm forward and one arm back. Reach in opposition and float into warrior three. And you can do a little bit of a kind of a twist turn if you want, almost like you're doing a side bend. And then come out of it, switch. Come in again. Woo. I've got all these little trip hazards here. And then come up and just hover that right leg before you step it out to the side, Skandasana. And it's just kind of like a lateral lunge. Don't worry if you're completely on the floor. I can stay high. Little inner thigh stretch, and then just kind of hover again. And then as I bend the knee, I just bring the hands down, and I'm going to be in a low lunge twist. So my left arm will open. Remember, blocks, palm flat, tented palms, all those work. And then right knee down, tip up and back, and I can touch the low back to reach up and back, or I can grab through the thigh. And then twist a second time. So cross over, palms together, untuck your right toes and allow the hips to release as your chest lifts. Now here's the trick if you want to lift up. I've got to really feel that left glute and really lift out of my core. And then as you're ready, slowly release that knee, both hands touch, come to all fours, and just find a balance here. Tuck toes, nice and slowly hover your knees. Almost like you're translating that long spine all the way up and back. So last time we moved one arm and it was a palm. Now we're going to bring the forearm back. Okay, so the one arm stays forward. The forearm goes, and I'm going to lift the left leg. This is a weird pose. And we're doing weird things. So feel that. And then bring the leg down. You can bring your hands back and then switch. So I kind of repositioned, and then right leg lifts. So when you do something weird, just kind of noticing what happens to your mind, kind of how it maybe refreshes, and then bring the legs down, bring the arms in, shift forward to plank, and then all the way down. Another weird belly down back bend. Clasp your hands behind your head as if you're going to do kind of like some ab work, but you're on your stomach. So your elbows will point towards the floor for this one. Just like before when we were talking about widening the scapula, go ahead and do that so you can feel the connection of the scapula to the side ribs. Press down through your feet, tone your belly, and then lift up and widen your elbows just a touch. Press your head into your arms, and if you feel like it, you can lift your legs, or you can keep the legs stable. Hold for 5. Press head into arms, arms into head. Feel that strength in the spine. 3, 2, and all the way down. Shake it out. Plant your hands. Come back to that child's pose with the elbows down. So remember, I walk my elbows forward, and I hip hinge back. Bringing the thumbs to the nape of the neck, and then I'm going to really try as I move my hips back and I reach my arms forward. If I feel like a back bend, I'll let the heart soften, but I'll pull the navel back. And if I don't want that, I'll pull the whole rib cage back. And I'll kind of minimize the heart opening, but I'll get a deeper upper back stretch or low back stretch. Yeah, really nice, you guys, just like that. Take 5 really deep breaths. Okay, slowly come out. Bring your forearms down for dolphin. We're going to do a different dolphin though. So if you like traditional, stay with it. Otherwise, we're going to take one palm, just like we were doing before, one forearm. And I have my palm right about the elbow line. And again, you can just cat your back, let your head go, and this can feel nice just to kind of get an upper back stretch, core awakener, or you can lift your legs. You can also lift your left leg. And you can also bend the knee and roll the hip. There's lots of options. This is a funky pose. Lots going on. Let your head go. Feel the strength of your spine lifting your left leg if it's lifted and keeping you lifted out of your shoulders. And then bring the feet down, drop the knees. In between sides, just kind of slowly come up and breathe. And then we'll switch. So right forearm down, left palm, they're kind of like this. You can walk it back or forward. You can kind of decide. Okay, so let your head go, cat your back a bit. So I can feel this kind of strength coming in from the serratus as I kind of press away from the floor. Tuck toes, lift hips. And if I want, right leg can lift. I want to feel that rib cage lift and left palm press, right forearm press, so that I'm out of my neck and I'm not draping into my shoulders. Remember, you can bend the knee and I can roll the hip. And then place the foot down, bring the knees down, come down and relax. So trying to get us kind of out of our heads a bit and kind of into that upside down space. Nice deep breaths. Okay. When you're ready, come back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, that left leg is going to step. Take a quarter turn and come back into that side stretch. So maybe there's a little bit of a twist turn in your side stretch. Maybe there's a bent knee. You can kind of change it up. Change something in the shape. Like this, just a subtle change. Maybe playing with bending one knee. Maybe playing with turning inside bending. Maybe you drape and do it without touching and you just kind of reach your body. Just kind of playing with that. Nice deep breaths. And then turning over towards the left. This time we're going to make it a warrior one. So I'm going to go a little bit wider stance. And I am going to come up for a moment. So you don't have to have a strap for this, so it's totally fine if you don't. I'm going to take my right arm up. I'm going to bend the elbow so I can get a nice little tricep stretch with my left hand so I can stay here. Or I can internally rotate the left hand and I can grab clothing or a strap, or I can just be okay with my hands not touching. Okay, so first just kind of feel your belly draw back and kind of feeling the strength of your spine, strength of your legs, and then lengthen forward, and you could just stay here, or I could lay my left shoulder on my left thigh and relax my head. Now if you had a strap, you might feel a little bit deeper stretch through your shoulders, but it doesn't matter. Just feel your right elbow reaching down towards the earth, your left elbow reaching back. Nice deep breaths. Okay, when you're ready, slowly coming up and coming into that that arms back, high lunge that we had. And now we're going to bring one arm forward, one arm back. And here's the trick. We tried to do this last time. We're going to lift up, and I'm going to do a little bit of a side stretch, So as I'm reaching to the right, I'm going to keep my left hip tucked in. And then I'm going to go right into that Skandasana on the right. This time if I want to add a twist, my left arm can come down, my right arm up. That can be our little variation, or I could just stay here. Maybe I'm going lower for the variation. And then this time, as I step up, I'm going to bring the right knee up, and it's going to be a figure 4. So sink on back. So lots of options for your figure 4. You can place your thumbs at your third eye, and I can allow my elbows to touch. Oh, I'm not showing this very great. Elbows down, I can cat my back. I could pull my elbows kind of down and back and feel my kind of a little bit of a cat back or cow back. I could fold. I want you just to kind of explore new things. Nice deep breaths. And then as you're ready, you're going to tuck that right knee behind the left and come to a seat. So I'm on my right hip, my left foot is crossed over, and I could straighten my right leg if I need a little bit of support. Take the right arm up, take the left arm down, and turn and twist. So churn your belly. Allow the chest to poke through. Okay, so from here, just kind of watch, and then you'll join me. I'm going to lean over to the right so I could swing the left leg behind me. So I kind of have right foot, left thigh. And I'm going to take the right arm down and reach the left arm forward. And then I'm going to take it up and back like a reverse warrior. I'm just going to do this a few times. Reaching the left arm forward. I'm reaching towards the right hip. And then reaching up and back towards my back leg. And then one more time. And then from here, I'm going to lift up and either come into a pigeon pose if that's a pose that you want to do, or I can stay on my right hip and I can either come towards my right knee, I can come towards a deeper twist, I can come towards my shin, but I'm on my right hip or I'm in pigeon. Your choice, pigeon. Okay, those of you in pigeon, you've got options to grab a thigh stretch if you want. You can lay with your hands forward. I want you just to, again, experiment with those subtle differences and changes. Sometimes just changing little subtle things shift energy enough to open new things, new experiences in the pose. Possibility. Okay, nice and slow. When you're ready, plant your palms, tuck your back toes, and then kind of slowly lift your way up to downward facing dog. Take your time to breathe and reset. And then slowly come forward, and then all the way down to your back, your belly. So for this shape, I'm going to give you a little bit of options. It's a deep thigh stretch and a back bend. It's a kind of half frog pose is what it's called. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you kind of take your forearms down like you're doing Skakes pose. Then you're just going to kind of lean to the left a bit, and you're going to reach your arm back. And I'm either going to go thumb up, inside grip, or thumb down, outside grip. If you can get your shoulder back and your thumb up, try that. And then you're just going to let the hips come down, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of the thigh stretch, lift it. If that doesn't work, then extend your arm. So the heel is trying to come towards the glute. So if that doesn't work, palm can go on the top of the foot, and I'm going to bring the foot back. So it's not bow pose, right? I'm trying to avoid this shoulder drawing forward. So I want to open chest. So it's better to kind of have your shoulder back and lean to the left and pull it back, right thumb up, than it is to come forward and let your shoulder down. So I'm going to come watch you guys if you have questions. Yeah, that's totally fine to stay on your side. Just keep that shoulder back. Yep, like that, Jen. Yep, good. Yep, Rachel, you got it. Yep. And then, yeah, that's it, that's it. Totally. And then let it go. And then you're gonna come down, shake it out before we do a second side. Let me know if you guys have questions. Everybody okay? Just wanna show you something real quick closer to the camera. So we don't want, when you come forward, your shoulder to do that. So make sure when you go back, your shoulder, your armpit chest stays forward. That's why we did all that chest opening. And either keep it open or come here so that when you come forward, your shoulder stays back. We don't want that. So let's go second side. So I'm going to bring my forearms to the mat if I can. I'm going to lean over to my right side so I can bend my knee, take my left arm up and back, and my left shoulder's back, and I'll either stay here and pull that heel in, or bring my palm to the top of the foot and slide my hips down. Again, if I need to go lower, that's totally fine. I can bring my forearm further forward. Big thigh stretch. Yeah, good. Really nice, you guys. Okay, let it go. Nice. Oh, press it up and back. Child's pose, same way we've been doing. If you want something else. Yeah, awesome. Good work. Okay. Nice. Okay. Come on to downward facing dog. Step your right leg forward. Come to that wide leg side bend, and we were changing things up. So either maybe I turn and twist, maybe I bend one leg or the other. Just looking for new sensations. Release, walk towards your right foot. Set up for a warrior one first from the ground up, and then go ahead and come on up. It's going to be the left arm that comes up, thumb back. Bend at your elbow. Allow yourself to get a tricep stretch. And I could stay here, and I could come all the way down like this. I don't have to do the second arm. Or rotate the right arm. So my fingers aren't touching, but I'm still going to reach my elbows apart. Firm your navel. Firm the strength of your legs. And then as I hinge forward, I'll go as long of a spine as I can until I just allow myself to drape. So I'm resting a lot of my right belly and right shoulder on my right side. I'm just letting my head drape, letting the elbows reach apart from one another. Soften your jaw. Then slowly make your way up just enough to release your hands to that high lunge with lifted chest. Switch arms, one arm forward, one arm back, and then come into that warrior three. I'm going to back up so I don't have to hit the wall. And we're adding the side stretch. So I do a little bit of stretch my arm away from my standing hip. And then I'm going to step out to the side, Skandasana. I did a twist last time, you don't have to. And then I'm going to put my weight back into my right leg, lift my left knee, and it's a figure four, ankle over thigh, with lots of options. So I could let my upper back round, back of a heart opening. I could put my forearms down and lift the front of my heart. I could straighten my standing leg and fold. Or you might invent something cool. Okay, take your time as you hook left knee behind the right and take a seat. Little yoga and ninja moves there. So remember, you can straighten your left leg. I'm going to turn and twist to my right. Any way I want. Allowing the chest to kind of pull through. Unbind yourself. I'm going to lean to my left hip to sweep my right leg behind me. So again, the flow is left hand by left knee. My right arm reaches across. And then I reverse my warrior. I can grab onto my back ankle. Reach my arm across. Reverse my warrior. And like maybe 1 or 2 more times. And then you're just going to fold or move yourself into pigeon. So this feels good, and for a lot of us, it's a more modified pigeon. I can just stay here, or I can lift up and then I'll come into pigeon, or traditionally. And if I want pigeon with the thigh stretch, I certainly could. Settle into your breath. Slowly, when you're ready to come up, we'll come up to our hands, and we'll nice and slowly peel that leg up and come to downward dog. So start to ripple your way from downward dog towards an upward dog with your knees down. So I want you to feel the lifting of your chest, the strength of your arms, and if you can, pull your toes back and look towards your toes. I'm not really looking towards my toes. It's a different pose. Last funky back bend of the day. And then use your core to rock on back. And take again child's pose, dolphin, another down dog variation. Just take a moment to kind of pause, reset. Whatever floats your fancy. And then settle down to your hips for a moment. So to kind of really bring together all of this kind of awakening energy, I want you to pick either an inversion of choice. So that could be like a handstand, a headstand, another round of dolphin, downward dog, right? Anything with your hips higher than your heart can either be on your back and bridge. I want you to choose an inversion of choice, right? And that's gonna be your kind of like get upside down, or choose a pose that we didn't do today, or maybe one that we did that you liked, and change something. Like do something non-traditional. So maybe it's like tree pose with like funky arms or something, right? Something in which you're intentionally creating change and a deviation from what you always do. Could be a reverse vinyasa, right? Could be something really odd, but change something up. So I'm gonna give you like a minute to play with whatever you wanna choose. And while you're in that funky pose or something different, right? Really kind of drink that medicine in of breathing in and out of that's in that spirit of reinvention, of shifting our either perspective because you're upside down, or changing what is familiar, comfortable, normal. Lots of good breathing, you guys. You can come up and down too. You don't have to hold the entire minute. Just want to give you a chance to get in and get out. Okay, when you feel like that's complete, if you're on your back, you can just bring your hips down and knock your knees together. And for those of you that are in down dog or more of an uplifted pose, you might just come back to your knees and just kind of take a moment, close your eyes, and give your body and your nervous system a chance to take that in. Nice big breathing. Okay, I'm gonna grab a block for my seat because we're gonna do a little alternate nostril breathing. So I'm gonna sit in Virasana, knees down, heels outside hips. You're welcome to sit cross-legged. So for alternate nostril breath, we're going to use both of our hands, but we're going to do them differently. We're breathing in one side, and we're breathing out the other, breathing in through that side, out the other. Okay, so if you don't want to use hands because you have any kind of like allergies or congestion, or it just confuses you, put your intention where I'm saying, and just imagine the breath moving more forcefully or more chronically through that side, okay? So choose your non-habitual hand, whatever hand that you are not. So if you're right-handed, choose left, okay? And then we'll place our index and our middle finger at our third eye, and just tap it for a moment so that you can kind of feel that connection to that center. Then we're going to be plugging with our ring finger and our thumb, okay? So plug your right side, breathe in through your left. Plug your right, breathe out through your left. Breathe in through left. Out right. In right. Out left. Keep your awareness at your third eye. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. In left. Out right. Keep breathing. Just take a pause before we switch sides and just kind of notice your body. So as we're doing that breath work, keep a soft awareness at your third eye and try to really smooth out your breath and focus your awareness on the breathing, on the smoothness of the breath. So now take your right hand or your left, depending on which one you started with, index and middle finger, just tapping the third eye for a moment. And then thumb and ring finger will plug and unplug. So we're gonna plug the right, breathe in through the left. And out. Out the right. In through the right. Out through the left. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. And then just release your hands down. Take a moment to pause and feel. And then just rubbing your hands together, get a little bit of prana. Just allow your hands to just massage your heart. So I like making two hands and doing some like circles there. A little bit of chest massage. And then just kind of allow that to settle. Breathe a few rounds as if you're breathing directly into the 360-degree circumference of your heart. And then I want you to find a place to rest that is atypical. So if you always lay on your back in Shavasana or corpse pose, maybe lay on your stomach, or maybe you lay on your side, or maybe you use props in a different way that you haven't used them. So just spontaneously find a place that is different for you. It could be, again, a restorative way, but maybe you change something about how your legs are or your arms. Maybe your arms cross over behind. Just roll with it. And then when you feel like you've settled in, it might feel a little unfamiliar and strange not to be at the end of your class in this way, but see if you can relax there. So your practice will be for the next few minutes to be able to soften in, drop in as much as you can to a new space. See if you can rest your brain in the center of your skull. Imagining that it's not pressed against the forehead or the back of the skull or the top or the bottom. It's just floating easily in the center of your skull. Relax your tongue. Relax your neck and shoulders. See if wherever your heart is resting, that it can be soft, the space around your heart can be softened. Be at the chest muscles, the upper back, the shoulders. Soften your belly, your pelvis. Soften your legs, let the ankles be natural. Allow your skin to feel soft. So just allowing yourself to be in this relaxed space of maybe increased perception, awareness through the postures and the sequencing that we did today. Letting that higher mind dance with the question of where is life trying to divert you towards something that you couldn't have imagined. What perceived roadblock, detour, unexpected invitation is truly an ally and an asset for you to be able to step into a more natural, authentic way of being, so that you are really showing up, not as others want you to be, not as you've habitually been, but as who you are now, fully alive with connection to your heart, your desires, your interests, your values, all that lights you up. And just let that kind of question be a sense of inspiration and a way of perceiving everything that's simultaneously occurring in your life. Be it COVID, be it changing in the ways we work, changing in the ways we network and interact. Look at every opportunity for there to be a new perception. So wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe roll to your side or make a pathway to come up. Letting your hands meet at your heart, touching your thumbs at that heart notch, joining all 5 of your fingers together, all 10 pressed together. Let your head bow towards your heart. And for a moment, feel the energy in this community. So feel everyone gathered here today. See if you can feel this circle of continuity, of awareness, of connection, even if it's over a screen. Feel that as energetic support, inviting you to be you, stepping into yourself, being seen for who you are. So I'm kind of just feeling into this energy that we have for each other, to support each other, to celebrate each other, to honor and respect each other. The light in me honors the light in you. Feel those words, feel that effect as we say them to each other, to ourselves. Namaste. Thank you all so, so much for practicing today, for doing weird postures, for showing up on a full moon. Hope you have a really great rest of your afternoon.